seconds away from the start of the 2023 VinFast Ironman World Championship, Kona, Hawaii. Only women, and they are going to rock it.
I had a lot of doctors that had told me I probably won't run again, that I would probably have to find a different profession, and I didn't want to hear that. The chiropractor took a look at me and said, it's definitely your ACL. She wrote me a script to go get checked. I had a complete tear of my meniscus, complete tear of my ACL, complete tear of my MCL. My tibia, my femur shifted, and I had large joint effusion. And I read a lot after the injury on how people had healing. So then I'm like, let me see what the pros are doing. Because if they're getting healed and they're being able to stay in their profession, like I kind of want the same healing. Accelerate ACL came up. I was like, oh, this is interesting. Maybe like this is worth looking into because it's been effective for so many professional athletes. I want to be a part of that. And so when I reached out to you and we had talked for a little bit, and I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt, this is going to work for me. Customer service stuck out to me. I think how accessible everything was. Questions were answered, problems were addressed. I think every time an issue came up, it wasn't well, let's take a guess and let's kind of work on it and see what happens over the night. Let's address it. Let's target exactly where it's coming from. Let's fix it, and then let's move on. I actually qualified for a world championship from that race, and I wasn't even cleared to race. I was just trying to put it together to see what it looked like. And then I got through my race and I got through my issues, and I was able to race and effectively, like beyond what I could have imagined. Afterwards, I'd be like, man, I just did a race and qualified for a world championship, and now I got a lot of work to do to be here at Kona. And it was motivational for me because I don't think I would have raced that, and I think my headspace would have been maybe a little different had I not had access to the machine. I can't live without Accelerate ACL. I mean, I say that all the time, like they're probably gonna be a part of my life for the rest of my life, just because I have an injury that is gonna be for the rest of my life, and I wanna be mobile. It's not an option. And not only mobile, but I wanna be a winner. Like that's not an option either. And how do you win except for to have good people in your corner and good things that, help you move forward. It's not a guessing game. It's not like, well, let's just kind of problem solve. Let's try to see what happens here. And I think it's targeted. It's specifically targeted for where the problem areas are. And I think I've learned that the majority of the time where you feel the pain isn't really necessarily where it's coming from. And that's been a really big eye-opener. It's not going to take us a lengthy amount of time, because targeting it and then addressing it actually fixes it pretty quickly, and that's been beneficial. It's not just, let me just address the issue. It's about how do you feel? Like, tell me what exactly was going on and, what caused that sensation, or sometimes it's just a life change, sometimes it's a stress, sometimes it's an emotional stress that's causing something that's going on in your body, not just physical. And I think you get that emotional connection and the mental encouragement. It's a whole package. Accelerate ACL gets to know you, gets to know what your situation is, what your goals are, and then they work to feed into those goals to make it happen for you. I don't think you get that at everyday places. I think this is something special.
leg cramped? You all right? Okay. That's not good.
It's not just an ACL injury. I think it's any injury. I have said it to a number of different people for shoulder injuries, for back injuries, for neck injuries. Overall, it can work for any injury. And I'm living proof that, like, now I'm gonna go do 140.6 miles tomorrow and I'm gonna crush it. Like, it's the way it's gonna happen. And I didn't get here on my own. I feel like it took a team, but the odds were against me for pulling this off, and I feel like I can make it happen. And it's not because of me, it's the people that have surrounded me and the help that I've gotten. I would tell anyone that if they want instant recovery and they want something that's absolutely going to work and they have the patience to go through it, then it's not an option. I mean, it's how you want to live your life. You want to live your life being in pain and experimenting, or do you want to live your life addressing an issue and getting it solved? If anyone's struggling with any kind of injury in their body, I think it's important to get that addressed. And especially a competitive athlete that wants to make this something that they do long term, it's important not to let that go and to have the right people in your corner, and healing can happen. It's a no-brainer to give Accelerate ACL a shot. You have nothing to lose. You have everything to lose by going a different direction. You have time to lose, and time is your most valuable asset. The fact that Accelerate ACL is here in Kona with me right now, I've shed some tears over that several times this week. It's emotional for me to think that somebody cares enough to like what you care about and what's important for you, to say, you know what, I'm gonna feed into that, and I'm gonna help you achieve what you came to do. And I don't know if there's a word that is all-encompassing that can really put into words about how thankful. I don't even think thankful is great enough, or how grateful. I don't even think that that's great enough, or how appreciative. Like, I don't think that's great enough. I just think thankful. Yeah.
All right, stop tape.
Right now, she's looking at 6th place in front of her Sky Launch.
There you go, Lina.
Sky Launch, again, about 6th.
There she goes. There she goes. Go, Lina!
Sweden, you are an Ironman, Lina. From the USA, it's Lina Miller. You are an Ironman, Lina.